Okay, a kid asked me to make a video about a question for the Manipulate an Equation quiz, and the question looked kind of like this. I'm going to admit to you that I kind of took a little shortcut here because I picked these nice round numbers that were easy to work with in my head. When you're taking the real quiz on Moodle, you're going to get randomized numbers. There could be decimals and stuff, but the math is all still the same. I will also say that I am not a math teacher, so a math teacher might say, oh, well, look, 20 over 10, that reduces to 2, or who knows what a math teacher would say. But I'm not a math teacher, and I'm just going to show you how I would get this A by itself. So in my toolbox, one of my first tricks is to notice that if you have a fraction on one side, you can turn the other side into a fraction just by putting 1 under it, because 35 divided by 1 is still just 35. So you might ask yourself, why in the heck would he do that? Well, because the tool in my toolbox that I was talking about is called cross multiplying. So when you cross multiply, you wind up doing this. You do 35 times 10, and that's going to be 350. And then 1 times anything is just anything, right? So I'm just going to bring this value down. So that's going to be 20 minus A. Okay, so now this looks pretty easy. It's a single line. There's only 3 things. The next thing I'm going to notice is that I've got this 20 here, and it's positive. How do you get rid of a positive 20? You subtract 20 from this side. But since this is an equality, since there's an equal sign here, if I subtract 20 from one side, I've got to subtract 20 from the other side. So on this side, my 20s cancel out, positive 20 and negative 20. And on this side, 35 minus 20, that is 330. And then I'm just going to bring down this negative A. So I'm thinking, the quiz probably doesn't ask for negative A. It probably asks for positive A. So a math teacher would probably say, oh, well, multiply both sides by negative 1. That's pretty much what I'm going to do, but I'm going to say it like this. If I switch the sign on this side, I switch the sign on that side. And now I'm done. I believe that A equals negative 330. Okay, I could finish the video now at 2 minutes and 14 seconds, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a self-check. I want to make sure I'm right. So I'm going to take my answer for A, and I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to see if it's true. I'm going to see if it works. So the problem started out like this. It was 35 equals 20 minus A, and for A, I got negative 330. I'm going to put parentheses around here just so I don't get confused with these 2 minus signs. And then on the bottom, I had 10. I can do my cross multiplying trick again. I can put this over 1, and I can go 35 times 10. That's 350, or you could say 350. And then 1 times anything is anything. So I've got 20 minus a negative 330. Well, what is minus a negative? Minus a negative is the same thing as positive, right? So I'm going to rewrite this. I'm going to bring this whole thing down. So I'm going to bring down my 350, and I've got 20 plus 330, that's 350. So I know I got the problem right. So when you guys take this quiz, I highly recommend on all your problems you do a self-check. Anyway, there you go, less than 3.5 minutes.